Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Backlog Backyard Podcast, the show where we celebrate nostalgia and all things video games. And on today's episode, I wanted to talk about something that's starting to become more prominent again, and that's the popcorn bucket, the merchandise cup at movie theaters. And this really sort of kicked off or became a big focal point when Dune came out. And then we know that the Deadpool Wolverine movie did a very satirical one. And it seems like every major blockbuster since then has done their own version of the popcorn bucket and the merch bucket. And I've got a couple pieces here that I'm gonna show later that I picked up. We're gonna look at what's coming with the new Superman movie coming out in, let's see, what day is it? In a month. And we're also gonna talk about promotions and why I'm so happy to see them come back. And the reason why I say come back is if you're unfamiliar or you weren't a teenager or a kid in the mid 2000s to the early 2000s, a lot of big blockbuster movies did this sort of thing. Every time a new big movie came out, there was cross promotions galore. The most prominent one that I remember to this day is the Star Wars Episode 3 promotion marketing run. And we've gotten so much Star Wars stuff over the years, but at that time, Episode 3 really put Star Wars at its peak. And the things we got out of it were not just toys and Legos, but a lot of collaborations with different companies that nowadays a lot of people may look at and say, oh, it's just a marketing ploy. Oh, they're just trying to get their money. But, excuse me, when we were kids, it was just cool. And it was just stuff to hold on one second. What's my cat doing? Sorry, I had to make sure my cat wasn't playing with her litter box. And the most prominent one that sticks out in my mind was the 7-Eleven Episode 3 cross promotion. And what that was at the time, Mountain Dew had a flavor called Pitch Black. It was grape flavored, fantastic flavor. Mountain Dew, if you're watching this, you should really bring it back. So they released that as a Slurpee, but they rebranded it and called it Darth Dew, stuck Darth Vader's face on it. Huge thing. But that wasn't all they did. They continued by giving holographic Slurpee cups that depicted different scenes from Episode 3, along with lids that look like Darth Vader's helmet. Now, I don't have any of those here in my apartment at this time, but I did collect them. There were a couple different ones, and we have them all in my mom's basement, along with the helmet lids still to this day. We also have the Who's Your Daddy poster, although mine unfortunately did get a little bit of water damage from being in the basement, so I have to go hunt eBay or Amazon and hopefully find another one. But I started thinking about that when Episode 3 got re-released in theaters, and that's because they were doing, again, all these big popcorn buckets and cups and everything. It did cost $40, and we did make fun of my best friend's brother for getting it, but they did do a bunch of other stuff, and I actually have one of those here. So this is the Episode 3. Let me get it into the light. There you go. This is the 20th anniversary, I should say, Episode 3, I guess, collector's cups, however you want to say it. So on the front, it has the poster where it's got Vader, Anakin, the title, the anniversary, and all around it, it depicts what looks like the Battle of Coruscant with the Musfatar volcanoes. And what I really like about it is up here, it's going to be hard to see with my lighting, unfortunately, but up here where the Battle of Coruscant is, the coloring on the lasers is very reminiscent of old Star Wars, of New Hope Star Wars, where the colors weren't super vibrant, but they were these a little bit duller greens and reds. So we walked into the movie theater and there was the little helmet cup with the plastic sippy straw, which a lot of companies did way back in the day for things. And I saw this and I looked at my friend, I said, you know what? It's like $10. This is finally my time to see this movie in theaters. Who knows when I'm going to get the other chance? I'm going to buy it. And what I loved was the guy behind the counter. I don't know if this was AMC policy or if he was just being a chill guy. He handed me the cup because I said, oh, let me get the collector's cup. So he handed me this cup and then proceeded to handed me a large drink cup. So I didn't actually dirty this. So that's great. And I love this thing. I keep it on my bookshelf right here behind me. And I really hope we get some other stuff from different theaters. Now, that's the other thing about all of this. is different theaters are having different promotional items, collector's items, however you want to phrase it, popcorn buckets. And we're going to look at the Superman ones in a second because there are a lot. And it's almost like Pokemon, like you got to catch them all. And I guarantee the day these go out, people are going to be selling them on eBay for a pretty penny. And some people will consider them value enough to collect them and pay $200 for a Superman popcorn bucket that only cost $30, which honestly, popcorn for $30 in a movie theater is pretty reasonable at this time, but it's still overpriced. But this was cool. This was a nice buy. Now, one that I got earlier, and I didn't even register this, but Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire had come out, and AMC was doing, again, these promotional items that were really cool. You could get the Ecto Trap. It was the Ecto Trap, but it was a popcorn bucket, so it popped open. You eat the popcorn out of it. That was really cool. They might have an Ecto 1 popcorn bucket. I'm not entirely sure. But when we were on our way to the movies, I opened up the AMC app because we were running a tad bit close to start time, and I wanted to make sure we got our concessions and everything. So I was in the car with my wife, and I was looking, and I saw that they had this bundle where it was like popcorn, a promotional cup, and a candy. And I said, you know what? Let's do that because I want the cup and it's cheaper than buying everything separate. So that's when we got this. This is the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire Collector's Cup. And what's really special about this, I have my light over here. I want to see if this works for a second. I don't know if you can see it. No, probably not. So this actually glows, kind of. It's too light out. This glows in the dark, which is really cool. So when we got into the theater, because it was out in all of the lights in the lobby and in the sunlight coming through the glass doors, when we got to sit down in the theater, it actually glowed in the dark. And I didn't think of it at the time, why it was so cool and so exciting, but it's because it reminded me of being a kid. Because when this stuff happened when we were kids, we loved it. And if your parents were nice enough to buy them for you, or they saw how excited they made you, they would do it. I have plenty of promotional cups from 7-Eleven in particular, because at the time there was one around the corner from my house where it was different things. Captain America had one where it had 3 slots to fill Slurpees with, so you could make 3 different Slurpees. It was weird. And then I believe Medal of Honor, the remake, which I actually have, if you bear with me, I the Medal of Honor reboot, that had a Slurpee cup at 7-Eleven. So really, those early to mid 2000s was an absolute wild ride. Oh, and also here's the Fallout collab with Arizona for the energy drink. This wasn't that good, honestly, and I think it's because it was carbonated. If it wasn't carbonated, I probably would have liked it a bit more. But I keep that in there just because I'm running out of space, and we'll put the Star Wars one up, and away for right now. Make sure nothing else falls. So that's all really well and cool. And now we have Superman and Fantastic Four coming out. And unfortunately, the Fantastic Four has 2. It has the Galactus helmet, and it has the Herbie robot that holds your popcorn, your drink, and your candy. The problem is the Galactus helmet is $80. That's Disney, I guess. They really think that, and I don't say think because they know people are going to buy that. There are people out there that are so diehard Marvel Cinematic Universe fans that they will just throw money like that at the wall. I remember when Endgame came out, the people we saw it with spent the money to buy the time travel jumpsuit hoodies right away to wear it to the theater, which is fine. That's a hoodie. You're going to get multiple uses. $80 for a popcorn bucket is a little too much. It's a little too rich for my taste. That's why the $10 souvenir cup, that's cool. Yeah, I don't mind throwing $10 on there. It's a collectible. Who cares? And that brings us to Superman. Let's hop over here, breaking out all the fancy equipment for this episode. So as we can see here, Superman in theaters July 11th. Can I zoom? Do I have a zoom option? No. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. Okay. So here are all the different theaters. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, four movie theaters, all with different stuff, and then we got some cross promotional. So right here at the Alamo Draft House, which is the big movie theater down in Texas, they've got. I'm gonna trying to get this lighting just a little bit better. I'm working on getting a ring light, but until then, we got to make do. And there's not a lot of natural light coming from the window, but that's behind the scenes stuff. You don't care about that. We're here to talk about nostalgia and get really hyped for Superman. So the Alamo Draft House has this big Superman bucket that looks like his suit, and it's got a lid on top of it. That's really cool. AMC has the. I'm trying to think of what that is. Oh, it's a newspaper. So this is a newspaper stall. So AMC has a newspaper stall, and it has this collector's cup with these are different keychains. I guess Superman stays up. So the straw probably goes like in his back and stuff. And then these are different keychains. You've got crypto and you've got the Superman logo. Then we jump over here to Regal. Regal's got a ton. So we're going to go through this one by one. So this is a popcorn. It looks like a popcorn maker popcorn bucket. Talk about Inception. And Superman's using his heat vision to break it open. That's actually kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. Now we jump down here back to Regal. We have this crypto popcorn bucket with a cute little crypto doll. We have this Son of Krypton. Oh, this is like probably Fortress of Solitude. I don't know if this is going to be plastic or if these are going to be like die cast metal. When Toy Story 4 came out, I did get a metal popcorn bucket for my mom because we're all big Toy Story fans in the house. So that was really cool. So I don't know what this is going to be, if it's going to just be plastic. But then you have these cups, which have little characters on top of them. That's Lex Luthor. There's Superman. And then you have this cup with this little sippy straw, which this is cool. This is very similar to the Star Wars one we just saw. I didn't mention it, but this AMC one has a cape. Kind of interesting. And then these look like plushies or dog toys. I'm not entirely sure, but you have the Superman logo, and then you have crypto with the Superman logo. We'll get to this in a second because we're going to talk about it. Don't worry. So down here at Cinemark, which I don't believe there's one near me anymore. There used to be. Now there's only AMC, unfortunately. So you have this crypto one down here with him holding the popcorn bucket in his mouth, and that's the front and the back. You have a crypto food bowl popcorn bucket. Pretty cool. And you have what looks like the Fortress of Solitude as a cup. And the reason why I say that is this down here looks like the crystals that come out of the ice. And then you have more stuff. So you have oh, okay. So these are the same. All these are the same popcorn buckets. So this is what I assume is the front with the Superman logo. And as you can see over here, there's that cartoonish design, which I believe is this. And over here, you see this cape. I'm thinking that it's also this. So it's the same panel, just colorized as a comic, and then with the actor and the little puppy, little crypto. And then what looks like a small version of this with him ripping off his shirt to reveal the S, and then a regular drink cup. So all in all, this is, I think, is the most I've seen for a film in the past year. Because again, you have to remember, while I did say the Frozen Empire cup was a couple years ago, this has only really started to take off in the past year or so, where it's really become a mainstream thing. So actually, can I turn? There we go. I was sitting in the dark for so long. All I had to do was turn on the light a little bit more. I digress. It's fine. So this is really becoming a mainstream thing now. And I honestly love it. I understand people are cynical and pessimistic, and they're like, oh, they're just trying to take your money. They just want to take your money. Well, settle down, Timmy. All right. Some of us make money to get the thing that makes us happy. And if collecting merch makes us happy because it reminds us of when we were kids, then we're going to do it. I mean, my shelf, you can see I have all my stickers. There's tons of little knickknacks and doodads. Like I got this from a loot crate. It's a deck of cards. I haven't even used it yet because I think it's too cool. It's a deck of cards. They're all Assassin's Creed themed. I got that from Loot Crate. Loot Crate doesn't exist anymore. That's also where I got this. No, I didn't get this shirt from there. I've gotten a ton of shirts from there though. But there's all little knickknacks. Oh, hi, Daisy. She's walking under the desk. Like, here, right here. My friend gave me this, and I absolutely love it. It sits on my desk. Little Knuckles the Echidna bobblehead. Little posable arms. played Sonic Adventure 1. Rah, 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 rah. And then he does the homing drill attack. That sits here next to my PlayStation 5. This, I'm pretty sure my, oh, I gotta clean it. It's getting, ooh, it's getting a little grimy. Pretty sure my wife got me this when we were dating because I saw it in the GameStop and I absolutely loved it. When Destiny 2 came out, they did these Ghost vinyl figures. And this is my favorite Ghost. Why am I'm turning it the wrong way like a goober. This is my favorite Ghost for two reasons. One, I love the Crucible. I'm not good at it, but I love it. And two, it's my two favorite colors, blue and orange. And I use that a lot in Destiny 2 Vanilla. What else do I have that's and we'll go through this more as the show goes on because I have a lot in my collection that I do want to show and talk about. But one of my favorite, most recent purchases is the Astrobot. Let's get this in the light. Boom, boom, the Astrobot DualSense. If we want to spend our money on these things, it's not hurting you. There's a difference between, say, in a video game when a company's pushing microtransactions to get the whales to spend all their money like Destiny 2 does with Eververse. And then there's a difference between people wanting to just spend money on things that make them happy. So I want to talk about this real quick. I've seen these fudge stripes, these Keebler fudge stripes in the store. I haven't bought them yet. I might. I might have to get them this week. But this right here, nope. The Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard from Dairy Queen. I've had it. And let me tell you, it's good. So I was out with, my mom last, what are you doing? Looking up here, looking over the cat's on the couch. I was out with my mom 2 weeks ago and I got in the car and she said, hey, we're going to Dairy Queen. She goes, here, I got you this. And she got me this little, well, not this one. It might've been this one. She got me this. No. She got me, it's over there on my shelf. Another one, a little Superman Dairy Queen cup. I guess they went and she got an extra cup because she knew I'd like it. Very thoughtful, very sweet. Love my mom. We go to Dairy Queen, and I'm a creature of habit when we go to Dairy Queen. I get the same thing all the time, usually some form of a cheesecake blizzard, peanut butter cup blizzard, but I like the seasonal menu because we tend to go more in the summer, obviously. I saw this Superman cake batter blizzard on the menu, and I said, that's the one I got. And let me tell you, it is arguably one of the best blizzards I've had in recent memory. It tastes like cake, vanilla cake and frosting, which I love. It's got chunks of cookie dough and cake batter in it, like little cake chunks. And it's got rainbow sprinkles. And it's just fantastic. And it makes me wish more things did this. I wish we got more cross-promotion marketing, however you want to call it. Look at her over here. Hi. She wants to join us for the show. You know what? Let's get a little boop. Get a little Daisy in the camera action. Are you gonna sit with us? Yeah? You gonna hang out? Yeah. Yeah, you take her. She ate breakfast. She's full. But I wish more people did this. I wish more companies did this, more movies did this, more TV shows did this, more video games did this. Because it's fun. And it makes life fun. I recently put a TikTok out, and we'll do this on a whole nother episode because we'll have to go through examples about how minimalism sucks. And it's the most boring thing ever. Because just 10 years ago, which isn't that long, we had such vibrant branding on products, marketing, buildings had color and life, and it was cool and it was fun. And now everything is just this cold, corporate, flat bullshit. And it's boring. But I digress. Again, that's a whole episode we can do. We're not going to do it right now. But all in all, as we wrap up here, these are cool. These cross promotion, these big marketing things with the popcorn buckets and the soda cups. It's cool. It's fun. Is it maybe a way to get a little bit more money out of people? Yeah, who gives a shit? You're going to the movies anyway. You don't have to buy it. But you're going to drop the $25 on a popcorn and you love Superman. Live a little. spend the extra $5. Get the Superman popcorn bucket. If it's going to make your movie going experience more memorable and more enjoyable, then absolutely do it. That's the whole thing. It's not about the money. It's not about spending and collecting and hoarding. It's about making things more enjoyable. But I think I'm about done today. With all that being said, let me know what your thoughts on the popcorn buckets are down in the comments. And until next time, always remember, it's all about having fun. All right, take care.